It's technical time for this 4400BH. This is the new Pioneer 2012. It's a 7-inch, I'd say it's a flagship piece, you know, barring the fact that it doesn't have the GPS, which it is GPS ready. So if you wanted to add the GPS, this would actually be a step down from the 8400BH, which is one piece a little better than this one. But this piece here is a very pleasing unit, especially to me, because I'm very critical with these types of units especially. But I gotta say that Pioneer really came up with a nice piece right here. I like it. Look at the, I mean, first off, cosmetically, it's a killer. Turn the screen off. Smooth. Gloss black, very nicely laid out, all the buttons in their proper locations. I find it to be very easy to use. The interface is very smooth, it's very fluent. The buttons work very well. I just did a review on the AVH X940BT, and that was probably my main hitch with that unit is the touchscreen. The touchscreen kind of pissed me off, actually. The buttons were small, they were scrunched, icons I didn't like where they were placed. This one is a complete opposite. Everything is very roomy, everything is laid out very nicely, very well thought out. So the 7-inch screen is not detachable like the 8400BH, however, it is tiltable, just like it. So if it's not optimal to view it when it's in that flush position, you can kick it out. It ejects straightforward enough. Just tap that, brings it right down. That's where your discs go. And over here you can get the option for the auto EQ microphone. That's something you'd have to get separately. So if you wanted to tune it similarly how you would with a home theater type of system, you can do that. Let's go right back to that home screen. HD radio's built in. There's your disc, your iPod, Pandora, Bluetooth audio. Sirius and XM are not highlighted because I'm not connected to one. Audio video input is off and auxiliary is off, which is another good feature. If you are not utilizing these features, why would you bother having them highlighted just to waste your time hitting an icon that's not going to do any function for you? They actually have it set up in the menu so you can turn them on, turn them off. Same thing for your camera. You can do an override. I like it. It's nice. I also like the fact that when you're doing a source, like this iPod, I have it set up to the bouncing bars because I'm old school and I like that stuff. I love the scrolling text. I think that's awesome. I think it's beautiful. I think that's really, really, really nice. But you know what? Let me get back into the settings. Let's start with that theme because that's something I really think is cool. Now you're gonna just, of course, turn it off, which nobody's gonna do. Anybody that owns this radio is just gonna goof with this thing indefinitely. Now they do have these presets. You know, Earth is great and all, but you know, that's cooler. And they have some animation type of stuff. You know, nothing too crazy. But you know, hey, it's free, it's built into the unit, you know, what can you complain about? And this one here, you can actually generate your own splash screen. If you actually had your own type of media, you could put it onto this unit and make it your own. That's cool too. I like that. What's not to like? It's very nice. Very quick to X out and move around and navigate the system. I think that's so cool. Your theme on your illumination, you can use the presets. So if you have a yellow interior, green, blue, white, red, you got it, man. No problem. And watch this. Let's go back to that theme. You could also do this, and you can actually create your own color. Use this little slide. Make your own little colors. How you want it to be. So if it's off a tad, little too this, little too that, it's not a problem. Backgrounds we went over. The only thing I don't like is that when you want to actually get out of that navigation, you have to hit that X button and it doesn't bring you back to the menu prior to it. So I wasn't too crazy about that, but you know, it's not a big deal. Audio settings, very much like every Pioneer has been for God knows how many years. But I'll go through it anyway. Fader and balance, you know. I mean, who cares? Graphic EQ. You got an 8-band EQ. Fix it how you like it to be. This one here, again, unlike the AVIC X940BT, you'd actually have to hit a left and right button, then up and down. With this one, you could touch. You can't do it up and down, but you can go left and right. So I find that to be a little weird, that you get half but not the whole. But anyway, you got custom setting for user 1, user 2. So if you're sometimes hear like disco or house music, obviously you're going to want to have a setting for that. And if you have a rock collection, you can have a quick tab to make it for custom 1. And all the presets that the factory gives you, which I would never use, but hey, they're there. Here's all your regular tools. Auxiliary input and AV input, like I was showing you on the main screen, you can turn them off or on. There it is. Your mute and attenuator, you can attenuate it so the volume is lower to a certain degree, or get rid of it altogether, especially for when you're utilizing it with an external GPS, Bluetooth, or for other functions. Ever scroll, excellent. That gives you all that text that was moving along when I was doing the iPod, and I'll show you again. That's an awesome feature. Bluetooth audio, you can do it on or off. So you could take your Android or your iPhone type of deal, stream it directly to the unit. These would all be the Bluetooth settings, which you're not utilizing because there's nothing paired to it. Your camera polarity, which you can have it for positive and negative. Of course, most people, 99% of us, are going to use battery, which is 12 volts to trigger it. Picture adjustment. You have all the nice settings, so you can get a nice warm and bright picture. Even a black level, which I've never seen on any type of source, at least in a mobile video source, in my experience, so that's new. This star is for favorites, but again, this is just a demo unit, so don't expect anything too much there. Down at the bottom, again, you got your tracks to change it, left and right. It's real quick, very nicely well laid out. The mode would be if you had an external GPS or some other type of media, you could toggle back and forth. Mute they have there, your volume, and your regular source button. There's your Bluetooth audio. So this kind of does the same thing that you would utilize from the home screen. But lots of information. This unit also has the RDS feature for the radio, so it's going to give you a lot of good data. Controlling an iPod is very nice. For instance, at your regular home screen, I usually use Artist. And you could do it a couple ways. You could do it the old way by hitting the button. You can see the little dot going up and down. Or, go back real quick. ABC. Look at this. You can't beat that deal. That's nice. And again, you could use this or that, whichever you're more comfortable with. That's good. Works very nice. And it has a little tab for audiobooks, composers, which I've never had on any of my settings on my iPod personally, but there's also a tab there for video, which I don't even use, so you ain't gonna see it. But great unit, very nice, beautiful, colorful, very well laid out, lots of features. For the price, I mean, something like this, I guess they're running for around $400 to $450 right now. I mean, man, it's a killer. I think it's personally worth it, and I'm very happy with what they give to you. They also give you a USB extension cable, which looks to be, to me, about 3 feet long. This one, unlike the AVICs, come with a wireless remote, so you can control everything either from the front or the back. It's nice. Of course, they give you the microphone. It's a CDV-M1 with the little mic holder. And they give you the trim ring to mount it in there. Beautiful unit. I mean, really nice. HD radio, Bluetooth, satellite ready. The customization, it's got a dedicated USB in the back. I mean, this thing is very nice, and it has the app readiness. It's very good. We'll get a quick look at the back of this unit. Right back here you have high voltage preamp outputs for your front, your rear, and your subwoofer output. Antenna input. Dedicated hardwired steering wheel interface. Yellow port, the RGB, is going to be for an external GPS system. Microphone, IP bus, so if you want to add the CDSB10 Sirius interface with the SCC1, plug it right in, or the XM, the GEXP920XM, pop it right in there. Audio, video, external, input, output. Nice piece. I really would be hard pressed to give a much better rating to any unit than this one right here, with the exception of the 8400BH. So if you could swing it, check out my video on a review on the 8400 and you'll be surprised how nice a Pioneer unit can actually be. So there you have it.